It's never a dull time in the land of Xbox, is it? We've barely returned from our holiday vacations and settled into the new year that has caused a lot of disarray in some corners of the Xbox community. As I'm sure you've heard, the rumor from trusted insider Nate the Hate suggests an acclaimed Xbox exclusive will be making its way to competing platforms in 2024. Many signs point to the game in question being the beloved critical darling Hi-Fi Rush, but again it's all just rumors for now. Windows Central's Jez Corden chimed in on the rumor as well and suggested that Microsoft may be looking to bring even more games to other consoles. Shortly after this, multiple sources indicated that at one point Xbox may have looked into putting Sea of Thieves on PlayStation 5 and Switch, but again none could verify if this was still the plan. Now, all of this has caused a lot of fervor in the core Xbox community, leading to spiraling discussions of Xbox going entirely third-party and leaving the console space for good. While the slippery slope fallacy may be on the extreme edges of irrational thinking, there is some discussion about what this all may mean and how it impacts the core Xbox fan. So before we dive into it, some of you may notice that this may be a slightly different opinion than the one we just posted on this site from our own Sika Mechanico. So yes, this is indeed a counter position of sorts, and I highly recommend everyone to take a look at his video and article as well. Assuming rumors of Xbox at least exploring bringing some of their games to other consoles are true, we have to remind ourselves what Xbox's #1 vision is and has been for a while: to bring more games to as many players as possible. This makes a great marketing line and has worked in Xbox's favor to paint them in a positive light. But it is also really how Xbox seems to think. Now, it's been an open secret for a long time that Xbox would love a world where their industry-leading service, Game Pass, existed on all devices possible. And yes, that includes PlayStation and Nintendo. For many reasons, that world does not exist today and may have difficulty ever happening in the future. They've also been open to bringing their games and subscription services to other non-console devices, especially in this new wave of handheld PCs. Xbox CEO Phil Spencer has said in the past that he sees these devices as Xboxes, even though they're obviously third-party items. Spencer has also frequently commented on the need to move beyond the console wars for their long-term success, even admitting how badly they lost it in the Xbox One era during that fateful Kinda Funny interview. To further accentuate my point, Spencer thinks of anyone who plays an Xbox game as a member of the Xbox community, even if they do so on a Switch or PlayStation. So what does this all really mean? Well, from my perspective at least, the writing has been on the wall for a long time, even if many, including myself, struggle to see it. Xbox really wants to put their games everywhere, not just on PC or cloud or the occasional Switch port. Every device that can handle it is Xbox's endgame here. Does this mean we all wake up tomorrow and Xbox has become a third-party publisher? And by that, what we really mean is to put all of their games on PlayStation and if possible the Switch or Switch 2? Well, no. There's still a lot of value in having exclusive games for Xbox consoles, to try and persuade new customers to enter the platform, and they still compete directly with Nintendo and PlayStation, though more so the latter, as Xbox and Nintendo seem to have a good relationship. Now, there have been some emotionally charged responses to these rumors that go beyond what is being presented. Everyone is entitled to feel the way they want to, but no matter how upset some may be, thinking that Microsoft is suddenly going to stop making consoles, or that your experience is somehow worse because others can play the same games, is asinine. No, Xbox hardware isn't going anywhere for at least the next couple of generations, which is a long time, and other platforms getting to play some of these games Xbox players have enjoyed isn't going to make your experience any worse. All of that being said, in the hypothetical scenario of Microsoft having a decreased focus on console exclusives, is the potential of further decreasing the popularity of the Xbox console itself, which could, in turn, lead to some third-party companies seeing Xbox as a less viable option. While this generation has had much better third-party support than the last, this is indeed a very valid area of concern for those who don't want the smaller titles to skip the platform. At the end of the day, it'll be up to Microsoft to make sure that this doesn't happen. Xbox clearly doesn't view the industry in the same way their competitors do. They already lost the console wars, right? They've admitted it. So there's little value for them to try and compete in this same old way. Both Xbox and Microsoft have made many moves in the past that have seemed incomprehensible or downright stupid. They were the first console manufacturer to venture into PC, and many insisted that this was the beginning of the end for Xbox. When they put their first-party games on a subscription service, many believed again that this was a sign that Xbox was heading for their demise. The truth is, Xbox has always been a leader in innovation and first movers to do things a new way. Many people thought their strategy of looking beyond the console was laughable back when they first started, but now in 2024 they seem to be ahead of the curve. So much so that their direct competitor PlayStation is following suit but still seems a little behind. You would have been laughed out of the room last generation if you had suggested that PlayStation would eventually port their games to PC, acquire a mobile developer, or look to grow their cloud gaming initiative. There's been a lot of discussion online about what Xbox's ambitions may mean for an Xbox console brand that already seems to be losing steam only 3 years and change into the generation. While it's simply unknowable how the potential loss of some exclusive games impacts the console brand in the long term, I'd argue it's a risk Xbox should be willing to explore. They don't give out console sales, but we do know from various analysts and sale trackers that the Xbox Series X and S have been slowly losing steam since launch. Estimates put the console behind the Xbox One, and it's clear the wider gaming audience outside of the competitive but trailing North American and UK markets do not see the Xbox console as a viable competitor to the PlayStation and Switch. In many ways, it's Xbox to blame for the collapse of the worldwide console success. They've never truly been able to make the console appealing globally outside of a few strong markets, and the Xbox One generation set them so far back, they've been unsuccessful in recapturing the market share they enjoyed back in the 360 days. So Xbox's solution to this issue? Bring games to where the players are. That started with PC, expanded to cloud, mobile, TVs, and will in the future mean more of their games on rival consoles. Will this strategy work? That's unclear. Microsoft wants their hands in all the pies, like most mega conglomerates do. Their ambitions stretch beyond what may have previously been thought possible, and it could end up failing. For now though, we need to see how things pan out. The industry is rapidly shifting, and Xbox are amongst the leaders of the changing tide. If you're a fan of video games though, there's a lot to look forward to, especially on Xbox, and that's important to remember when thinking and discussing all this. Gaming should be a fun, good time. Xbox will be the ones to figure out how their business works. And once again, it seems they don't care about your console wars.